it's Imani. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I make lifestyle videos, advice videos, beauty videos, and military significant other videos. So if these topics interest you, come on, hit that subscribe button and come over to this side. I have cookies, just kidding. But today I have a video for digital interviewing. A while back on my channel, I did a how to prepare for an interview, and this was in person, and I decided to do a digital interview. I've had a couple, so I can give, sound advice on how to prepare and things like that. So if you're interested in this video, keep on watching. Okay, so just to give you a background on a digital interview, basically, it's self-explanatory, but basically it's an interview where you're not in person and it's virtually done. It can be done on HireView, that's a very popular app, and it can also be done on Skype. And basically, this is how interviewers or employers, they kind of weed out the competition, because you have to think about it. In-person interviews take a lot of time. I've been through in-person interviews and it can take up to 2 hours, depending on the type of interview it is. And let's just say 200 people applied for a job, right? And then you're weeding, you're looking through the resumes, the HR person, and you come down to 50. That's a lot of people to interview, but they're all qualified to a degree, right? So this is how digital interviews help kind of weed out the competition. Some digital interviews, sometimes you don't even meet with the person at first. You actually answer questions about the company, stuff like that. I've had that experience as well, where you kind of like answer some questions before they actually try to do an interview with you over the phone or actually bring you in. It's just a way to kind of weed out the competition. So that's very popular these days. I personally like them because you can be very comfortable. You're in your home or library, wherever you want to be, and you don't have that nervousness, I feel, especially if there's sometimes questions that you have to answer. It's just you. So this is very popular, so that's why I wanted to do this video. But enough rambling, let me get into these 8 tips that I have for you. So tip number 1 I have for you is to research the company. Honestly, this is a no-brainer. I've said this in my first video. Researching the company is important because any interview, whether it's digital or in person, they are going to ask you why you want to work for this company. That's another way to weed out the competition, and you don't want to say, because I need a job. Now, let's be real here. That's why we did apply, but you can't say that on our interview, because they're going to just be like, well, how do I know you really like this company? You just want to check. So just research the company beforehand. It will actually help you not waste time, because what if you research the company and you're like, yeah, I don't really care for their values, I'm not a fan. Then you don't have to waste your time writing a cover letter, submitting the app, and then waiting, playing the waiting game, hoping they get back to you, just all of that. So researching the company is my number 1 tip, because it just helps you know your stuff, because they will ask you that on the interview. So my tip number 2 is to read the job description. The reason why I say this is because when you read the job description, you're able to compare your experience to what the job description is. And during an interview, they are going to want to hear those key components. So let's just say a skill or a main component of the job is to have time management. More than likely, they're going to ask you, name a time when you were at work and you had a problem, how did you solve it? Or name a time where you had to go above and beyond for the team. And you don't want to say, your answer without including some type of job description in there, honestly, because they want to make sure that you know what you're talking about and that you are fitting the description. Because you could be a great candidate, but if you're not saying what they want you or what they're looking for, that can risk your chances of getting the job. So you want to make sure that you're able to, at least if it's just one key word that you get from that job description, use it when you're describing your work experience, because it will take you far, trust me. So my 3rd tip is to pick out your outfit ahead of time. I always say this because it's little stuff like that that can just throw you off. Let's just say you don't pick it out. Let's say your digital interview's at like 6 p.m. but you're already at work. You get off work at 5 and you're heading home. You get home at like 5:30, need to freshen up. And what if you don't know what you're gonna wear? Like, think about that. Now you're scrambling through your closet trying to figure out what you're wearing and trying to iron it, and it's like 5:50 when you should honestly be prepping, ready to answer your questions. So just plan ahead of time, because it will take the stress off of you. And honestly, with a digital interview, you know, for women, you could wear a dress, or guys, you could just wear literally a nice dress shirt, a tie. You could have sweatpants on. They don't see that. They just see from here up, honestly. And not as wide probably, but this is all they see. So you don't really have to, you know, go all out like if you were at an actual interview. Now I'm on to the actual digital part of the interview, which will actually probably make or break your interview. So please, you know, stay tuned and stick around for the last 5 tips I have for you. So tip number 4 I have for you is to make sure you're in frame. Now, I literally just mentioned this, but make sure you're in frame. Sometimes you can get so excited about your interview that you plop yourself up and half of your face is gone, honestly, because you're just so excited. You're going on answering the questions and you don't even realize you're not really in proper frame. So like I said before, you know, kind of, you know, show your face, show a little bit of your upper body. It's going to be a little tighter because more than likely you're not going to be doing this on a DSLR camera like I'm doing right now. So it's going to be a little tighter, but just like this, make sure you have a clean background. You don't want a bunch of stuff just, you know, in your background. And, you know, like they say, your house is a reflection of you. So really try to clean up, you know, if you can, and just make sure your background is clean, because you don't want them to see, you know, mess in the background and they're like, yeah, this person's not organized next. And you just, you know, to you it's not a big deal, but to them it could be. So just try to have a clean background and stay in frame. So tip number 5 I have for you is to make sure you have good lighting. I mean, think about it. If I didn't have good lighting, would you be watching this video right now? Probably not. So just make sure you have, you know, a decent amount of lighting. You can use natural light. You can literally plop your blind open, and honestly that should be good. Or you can use a desk lamp. You don't need like the fancy lights like ring light and all that. You don't need all that. But just make sure you're well lit so that they can see your entire face, or, you know, a shadow's not off, because that can make them stop watching the video. And you may have key, you know, notes that you wrote down that you were talking about in your video. So you just want to make sure that your presentation is key, and, you know, they don't just go over your video because you didn't have the proper, you know, attire or lighting. You know, you'd be surprised. So just make sure you're well lit, literally. So tip number 6 I have for you is to make sure that you're looking directly at the camera. Believe it or not, it's really hard to know if you're looking directly at the camera. So I suggest, you know, if you're doing your digital interview over the phone or over the computer, record yourself for like 5 seconds, making sure that you're looking directly at the camera. Because like right now, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm actually looking at myself. Doesn't that look weird? I'm pretty sure it does. And I've done it a couple of times in some of my videos, but you want to make sure you're looking directly at the camera so it looks like you're talking to that person and you're not talking to somebody else, because that's what it looks like right now, probably. So just really try your best to, you know, look directly at the camera, film yourself before so you know exactly where to look at, and you'll be good. Now, tip number 7 I have is to make sure you have quiet surroundings. So, you know, if you have kids, try to put them to bed a little earlier, because sometimes, you know, digital interviews, especially the ones that you like pre-record yourself, you could do that at any time. Or, you know, I don't know, go into the closet, something with a big old light, you know, something. Just really try to have quiet surroundings. If that's difficult for you, just get a lavalier mic. You could get one for like $10 on Amazon. You want to make sure you have good audio, because if you're saying great things and they can't hear you, it doesn't matter. So really try your best to, you know, have quiet surroundings. Maybe go to the library, Go to Starbucks after hours, you know, where it's not a lot of busy traffic, but try your best to be in a quiet area so that they can hear you properly. Okay, so this is my last and final tip. Make sure your phone is on silent or do not disturb. Now, I know this is probably self-explanatory and it's like, yeah, duh, Imani. I mean, come on. But honestly, you'll be surprised how much of a common mistake this is. You'll be, you know, right, just about ready to interview and you're not even thinking, oh, let me turn my phone off or let me put my phone on do not disturb. So really, you know, honestly, probably do that 30 minutes before your interview. I'm pretty sure, if you can, but I'm pretty sure whoever's trying to contact you can wait till after you get this done. Also, I can't stress this enough. Please put your phone on do not disturb if you are interviewing on your phone, because I swear, anytime you want to do something important, somebody gonna call you. I swear. My phone's on do not disturb right now just so I could get this video out, but I'm pretty sure when I check it, I'm going to have probably 5 missed calls and 3 messages and mad Instagram notifications. You'll be surprised. So just, you know, make sure your phone is on silent and do not disturb so nobody mess up what you got going on, because they will feel bad. They will. But at that point, it's like, what do you do? So really just try to keep that in mind, to put it on do not disturb and on silent. All right, everyone, this concludes this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you got to the end of this video and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, please. Pretty please. But thank you so much for watching. If there's anything I didn't include in this video, leave it down below in the comment section. We can learn from everyone, and you know, people will read the comments and they can add that to their tips as well. So thank you so much for watching again. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.